She started a simple backyard cage. Today, she's proving that you don't need a huge farm to build a profitable poultry business. Meet Victoria, a student who refused to wait until graduation before creating opportunities for herself. While balancing lecture and school life, she successfully raised broilers, noellas, and turkeys, turning a small backyard poultry project into a thriving venture.
Poultry is profitable if you know what you're doing. There's a long margin profit range for broiler farming.
In this interview, she shares why she chose poultry farming, why she went for broilers, mistakes beginners should avoid, challenges she faced and how she overcame them, how profitable poultry farming can really be, and practical advice for anyone thinking of starting, even with limited space or capital.
You don't start with your capacity, start by learning. So you start small. The least 25, 50, you start from there.
If you ever wondered whether poultry farming is truly worth it, or if you're waiting for the perfect time to start, this conversation might change your perspective. Watch till the end. One lesson from Victoria's journey could save you months of trial and error. So today we are currently at Vicky's farm, a very young entrepreneur lady who is doing very well when it comes to the poultry farm. She runs broilers, she farms broilers, turkey and noellas, and she started in her backyard, a very small scale, and has been consistent when it comes to her success rate. So today she will be taking us through the beginning, from the beginning, how she started, the challenges she's had, and how she has been able to create a successful poultry farm. So thank you for having us, Vicky. I would like us to start from the beginning. How did you start? Or first, let's know you. Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Victoria, and this is Vicky's farm, where we raise turkey, noellas, and broiler.
Wow. So how did you start? As a young lady, how did you start? What was the passion? What brought about the passion for poultry farming?
Okay, I visited a friend of mine it was also a backyard farm.
Okay.
So what got my interest was the first time I visited, the birds were around, let me say 1 week, and they were little. So after like 2 weeks, I then revisited and I saw the birds I saw 2 weeks ago are now bigger than what I was like. I thought birds, because I had this impression that birds grow within 6 months or 3 months like that. I was surprised how they grew faster, and I was just interested about their growth. So that's where I started from. That's where the passion came from.
Wow. So now, what were those challenges? Since you got the passion, the interest from your friends who was also a backyard poultry farmer, and you started as a new beginner, what were those challenges you faced starting out as a...
Okay, starting, the first challenge I would say I faced was mortality. Wow. Which is, I think, is every farmer's enemy, because the mortality was really not something I could talk about, the loss, because I didn't have this mentorship. I was just doing everything on my own. So everything was just, the mortality was high. I ran out of loss though, but that didn't make me give up, because I didn't start it for the profit or the money. I just had passion for it that made me started it. So
now, looking at your journey, how you started, what would you say are the biggest mistakes first time poultry farmers or new poultry farmers make and are prone to make?
The first mistake most poultry farmers make is they feel like because they have the capacity to start, they just start.
The money and
the money and the space. They just start big. They feel I have it, I can do as big as I want. But they tend not to understand. You don't start with your capacity. Start by learning. So you start small. The least 25, 50, you start from there to get the knowledge first before you go bigger. If the 50 went well, then from there you can go more. And secondly, mentorship is important.
Wow.
Yes, mentorship is important because there are times you discover new sickness here and there. If you don't know what to do, you end up killing your birds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, so very, very interesting. So, looking at the cages, I see you have about 3 cages.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take us? Did you have to place each of the breeds or the fowls differently, or you had to put all of them in a particular cage?
No, first off, I started with, I think it was just this. There was one. Okay, it was a small cage like this. That's how I started. First off, then I didn't make it longer.
Wow.
It was having this battery cage system, but it was kind of stressful for me and the rest. So when I was only into broilers. I was doing only broilers first off. Then I discovered about noilers. I decided to try out. So they went well. After then, I decided to add turkeys. So that's what made me. I had to renovate the place, and making this cage separate. Yes. So this one was the second I did. This one, now that there was broilers here, but when I sold them out, I decided to leave the noilers here. Then this side are for the turkeys, and I think there are new bits inside this side. They will come.
Okay, these ones are for the...
Yes, these ones are new ones. They are mixed broilers and turkey, yeah.
Okay. So, one very important question a lot of people want to ask is, how profitable is poultry farming?
As agriculture implies, it's profitable because poultry is profitable if you know what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you run out of loss, and at the end you might even get tired in the process. Because at some point I almost gave up, but I didn't do it because of maybe the money that I would be in it. I didn't even ask questions about how profitable it was before I went into it. I just loved it and just started. So that's what made me continue. But if you know what you're doing, there's a long margin profit range for broiler farming, especially broiler farming.
Yes, a lot of profit in it. So now let us also ask one very important question. Should you start from the beginning, or you are to advise a newbie? I know you've given some of the mistakes they make, but if you were to advise someone who is just starting out, what would be the advice for them?
At first, how do you say it? At first, you feel like you want to die, but you're not dying. So at first, you feel weak. At first, you feel like giving up, because there are sometimes, apart from the mortality, there are some other factors like selling. Broiler don't really have a wide market range, you get. So when going into it, some people tell you, I see what I make in broiler farming, I sell one of my birds for so you might enter and you don't end up seeing those things. You feel like, because once birds have stayed in your hand and getting to the stage of maturity to sell out, and you don't get buyers easily, you are going to be tired, because as they're staying it, you are giving them food, yes, and your money is still going. So what I advise is, once your birds are gotten to the stage of maturity and you have calculated how much you spent on them, you divided it by the amount they are, and you see, even though it's 2,000, somebody is offering to add on top for you. You see, because you won't tell them what you tell them your price, even though they price and you see it's 2,000, they're adding on top for you 3,000. As a beginner, just sell them out, go again. You see that turn up you are making now will be more profit than keeping them. At the end, after keeping them, you see that you have spent, and even what you planned for has exceeded. And the next one, mortality. When your birds are sick, don't panic. Don't panic trying to wanting to give them excessive medications. Follow the medication rightfully, and always have a vet.
What about biosecurity?
Biosecurity. For broiler farming, as I don't have yes, because I'm using a cage system. So I think there's no much that I don't get that. As far as your pens are clean, that's important. Your pen should be clean, because from the dirty they get sick, and that made me lose birds. That's what I discovered, that birds tend to die very fast. Once the place is dirty today, the next day, like you're feeling tired of doing it today, say when I come tomorrow I'll do it. Once you come, you might end up seeing they'll be weak. Something is so active yesterday, you'll be surprised they're already weak, because the place was a bit dirty and wet. So they tend
cleanliness is
very important.
Now, also seeing that you said broilers do not have a lot of market, why did you choose broilers instead of layers that have a lot of market?
Layers, is to keep up. I don't think I have that patience to go that long run for, because layers don't pay off immediately. You invest in them.
Wow.
And there's high risk.
Wow.
Why I say there's high risk? For instance, you invested like some amount of money in layer from day old. Before they start giving you egg, it's 6 months, and that egg they just started giving you, it's not that you are making profits instantly, you see. So you're still going to be keeping them. They're still eating on the long run, and you're just calculating your profits bit by bit. So, but one thing about them is once you start selling, you get the market for the eggs. So now once you start selling, at the long run, maybe in the next 1 year, you start making your profit. So I don't have that patience to wait. And
so if you think broilers tend to be faster,
yes, because you make a turn up in 6 weeks, even though if it's 20% of the money, at least you are making profit in the next 6 weeks.
So another one, where do you see Vicky's farm in the next 5 years?
The fashion I have for it, I want to see it bigger. Like I want to see it very big, adding more this thing. Maybe by that time I can enter into layers and maybe fish farming and a lot. So
I see that you've been consistent with your results. This is not the 3rd or the 4th batch. So what's that one thing that makes it very different that you've been doing that has improved over time?
First off, I then learned the spacing. The first time I started, the cage I had and the amount of bed I put, because when they are little, you feel they will enter, but when they start getting big, you see the space you plan that it won't. And anything, once they are tight, they don't grow. They have stunted growth. And secondly, I tend not to understand that cleanliness of the pen, very important. Sometimes you see they are weak, they are sick, they are not actually sick, because as of that time, when I see them like that, I just start bombarding them with drugs, and that kills their liver and the rest. But I tend to know once I clean the place, give them multivitamin, they relax, and the next thing they are up again. So from those things I learned.
Okay. So a lot of people would like to get in touch with you. They would like to also ask some questions or maybe patronize you, get some consultant. Do you also help people set up farms? Do you consult for people? Do you train people? If yes, how do people connect you? Your social media platform?
For now, I'm only doing an online class, an online training class, which is for 6 weeks and so, depending on the package. So my TikTok handle is Vicky's Farm. My Facebook handle is Vicky's Farm. But for now, we have not started a physical class, but I can set up farms.
Wow. Thank you for having us. I believe the next time we'll be coming, you would have extended the farm by far. Thank you.
Okay.